Okay, so hello everyone. Good to be here. Yeah, my name is Mary Adewunmi, and let me start the screen share. Yeah, okay. So I'm taking the data science track, as you can see. So that's my LinkedIn profile for those people that really actually want to do data science. Okay, so about me, I'm just going to be brief about that. So yes, I've already introduced myself. I'm a graduate of Bowen University and Lagos State University with BSc and MSc in computer science, respectively. I'm a data scientist. I'm a machine learning engineer. I'm a researcher. My research focuses on the use of AI for medical diagnosis. My professional goal is to work in an AI lab, which I've already started doing with machine learning engineers and doctors in the field of AI for health. I hope you can all hear me. Can you hear? Can you?
Yes, we can. I can hear you.
Okay, you can hear me, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Learning objectives. I'm going to talk about my tech career story. I'm going to talk about my overview of a professional track, the technical and behavioral requirements to start. I'm going to talk about opportunities and trends women can leverage in data science. I'm going to talk about what inspires me, what motivates me to pursue a career in data science. Okay, looking at my career journey, I just wanted to follow it through because so that I will just be chipping in the points from beginning. Okay, I started as a scientific officer immediately after I graduated some years back in 2008, and 2010 I joined NACETEM as a scientific officer. That's like a research officer. Later on, I was converted to police research officer. But during COVID lockdown, that was in 2019, I was like, I wanted more. It was getting too boring for me. And let's say I'm going to be straightforward, I'm going to bear it all, you know. Then I have already had I had 2 children then. Was it 2? Yeah, I think 3. So I was like, oh, I wanted more. I wanted the balance. I wanted something that I would make use of more data. You know, I've been using thousands of data before, but now I want big data. I want, you know, I hear big data. I'm like, oh, I wanted this, you know. So before you know it, I went for it. I went straight up for it. Thank God, thanks to COVID lockdown, it was a blessing in disguise for me. And I started learning. I started with Coursera. I did the professional courses from beginning to end, you know. That there's a specialized track that has nine courses under it. So that was the one I did, and that was it. And as time goes on, I will be mentioning some things, you know. So before you know it, fast forward to 2020, after learning data science and done so many projects, as in, I won't say many, but I've done some projects, you know, like, so this is how it is. Now, then I could work with tabular data, I could work with all the algorithms. That was in 2020, because I was doing internships. I did so many interns, and I won't say so many, don't let me say so many, few, but to me it was many because it was work then, you know. So joined intern, I think few of them is the actuality that we're saying that is fake. I didn't even care whether it was fake or original. Then I joined them. So, and I joined Tableau, what's called Tableau bloggers. There's some things they do. Then I joined them. So I was doing data science. I was doing data visualization. And fast forward to 2020, something happened. Yes, it was quite sad. I lost my father-in-law, and the doctors were not really clear whether it was COVID or pneumonia. So like, you know, before you know it, number one, because of COVID lockdown, the doctors couldn't have access to his data. So I'm like, oh, could this happen? What could have happened? And, you know, and I was like, oh, the time they diagnosed whether it was pneumonia and the time he died, I think he died the same day. So I'm like, what is this? How could this happen? And that gingered it was really a sad moment, you know, but after looking at it all, I was like, oh, I think I really want to do AI for medical diagnosis. Why? Because I said that there was no speed up diagnosis at all. So I wanted AI for diagnosis. And that was why I went all in 2020, 2021. So you would see now that the time I transitioned to data scientist and the time between the time I transitioned and now is not very long, you know, but talk about consistency, talk about persistency, you know, you just have to be persistent in doing it, you know, 24/7, and that was what I was doing. And that was when I started AI image analysis for medical diagnosis. And now I think I've gotten copies of admission, not in Nigeria, for PhD in AI for medical diagnosis. So that's just about my career story. Okay, talking about the past achievements or awards I've had, the one that I'm going to use for my PhD just got another award on GSITA, that's Graduate Scholar in Training Award. Why am I mentioning all this? I'm going to tell you the reason why I'm mentioning how I got this. So that one is required me to travel to the US, you know, to go and present the work. That's scalable colorectal cancer, using deep learning for colorectal cancer diagnosis. Then last year, early last year, yes, I got the Kaggle BIPOC, you know. Then the ISTIC UNESCO, that was in Malaya. I got outstanding performance, the data stewardship on open science training, and data on Ghana, and so many others like that. How I got to that, I'm going to get you know. So lesson learned from all this award, or lesson learned from my life story. If you're going to be a data scientist, you must learn to be persistent in what you're doing. Code on daily, if possible, on daily basis. You cannot afford not to code. And got so good, it wasn't like before that we don't have access to internet and we have issues with internet. Now we have access to internet. So we can leverage on what they are doing over there as Africans. You can't say just because you're Africans, you're not going to, we can leverage on what they're doing, you know. I have access to some, blogs, you know, just, there's so many blogs I'll be mentioning, you know, there's Analytipedia to start with, there is Medium to start with, Toward Data Science to start with. You know, Flora was mentioning Free Code Campaign. I would say Medium Toward Data Science is an awesome blog to start to do. Lots of Kaggle, join Kaggle, use Kaggle notebooks, you know, to code and just to coding consistently. Even if you're doing image analysis, you can make use of it. Prioritize your dreams. Prioritize your dreams. I cannot overemphasize that. If you want to be a data scientist, you just have to prioritize. What do you actually want to do? What are the things that you really need to be a data scientist? You know, you must know Python or R. R is for data visualization. Python is for coding. You must be able to prioritize and know what you're actually doing. Choose your area of interest. You could see that data science, you can use it for so many applications right now. But it won't be a nice thing to be jack of all trades and master of none. You could see what I did was that you could see the transition process. I first transitioned to know the rudiments, that is to know the fundamentals of how data science is. You must know what data science and how it has become. Then from there, you shift it from data science then to where you want to specialize it in. There are some that are using it for mechanical engineering. There are some that are using it for robotics engineering. There are some that are using it for robotics. You just need to learn NLP. That's natural language processing. And so many other target engineers. We have what's it called? We have MLOps. We have DevOps. You know, DevOps is not data engineering, it's not data science, not part of data science. But if you really want to go into data, knowing about data, you know, I think those are DevOps. You know, yes, it's not in data science, but we have to choose our area of interest. Focus on one. Internet is so vast that there's so many information on the internet. So if you don't streamline and focus on actually what you actually want to achieve, then you just be like, oh, you're just practicing this code, you're just practicing this code. But people must be able to say, oh, talk of you or talk of Mary Adewunmi. When they said Mary Adewunmi, they say, oh, this is what she does. This is what she does. She's interested in disease diagnosis. She's interested in cancer diagnosis. So choose your area of interest. Then feed your focus and start your instruction. I don't think I can overflog that. Pay for upskilling. Pay for upskilling. Then when I started with Coursera, it was like it was a 9-month course, but because we can have access, we can fast track it. So I did fast tracking on. So I did it within 3 months, but I was paying. They were deducting that time was 19,000, close to 20,000. They were deducting from a salary every month, but I didn't care. I was like, even if you go beyond 9 months, I was ready to go for it. And why? What does it change? It changed something in me that, oh, compulsorily, I have paid for it. I don't have option then to learn. So when you're paying for upskilling, it helps you in a way that you can never imagine. You are like, oh, you go for it. You are on point of your game. That's the truth. Be deliberate about the right network. When you're joining, when you're connecting with people, be deliberate about people you're connecting with, and that's what I did from the beginning. I only connect with people that know data science, data scientists. I would rather allow maybe others to follow me or something, but not just that, not just data scientists, but AI, technology in general, like I'm a data scientist, I'm a technology, I accept if somebody else wants to use data science, well, I won't mind to connect with that person. But you have to be deliberate about people you are following, people you are connecting with. Why? Because when they share knowledge, when they share anything on the post, it reflects on your feed. So you can learn. So leverage on the ones that you can learn from, it helps you a lot. Then another thing is that practice with blogs. I think I've talked about that. Practice with blogs like Medium is although you have reduced access to Medium, sometimes, like me, I use the paid version. I'd rather use paid version than to use what's it called, than to use the free, because I want access to it. I want anytime I want to have access to it. I don't want paywall. I want to have access to it anytime I want to have access to it. I was using premium, which is good. So if you can afford it, why not? Go for it. Analytic video, I think that one is free. Some courses are free, or most courses are free on it. Omdena blogs, that's a very good one to practice with. Kaggle too is a very nice one to practice with. Then join collaborative projects to build up your portfolio. I joined Omdena. Canberra chapter, although they are going to ask you whether okay, can you write down the blog? Okay, I'm going to come back to the question and answer when I'm done. So I joined Omdena Canberra. So they are going to ask you few information. They're going to is an application form. So you are going to answer whether what you can do. If you're good, they will pick you. Just to make, why did I join them? Because I was working as a NACETEM where we're not doing data science. So I'm working as a data scientist. I'm working as a freelancer, as a data scientist. And that was what I was doing, and that was what I was doing. And before you know it, Mary Adewunmi became an household name that, data science. So when Google, or maybe you check my profile, or when maybe you go to my CV, you'll be like, oh, this is a very competitive profile, So that was what I was doing. So, and you can volunteer too. You can volunteer to what's it called? Volunteer, like Omdena was not paying me, but I really had interest in it. So I was doing it. And so many others. The Kaggle, I would join. I have mentors on Kaggle, and that was it. So join collaborative projects. I told you we joined collaborative projects. We just finished one that's building chatbots to build mental health of Australians. And it was a fantastic one. Why? It's a project. Recruiters are concerned or are more focused on projects. They're project-based. project-oriented. They don't want to hear, oh, I've learned this. No, nobody wants to hear that. I was doing that in 2020 and it was not taking me anywhere. Most of my applications, I would send applications, they would just reject me. So, sir, we are sorry, your profile is not competitive. I will apply for scholarship, they will not give me. I will do this one, they will not give me. Yes, that's so I've been there. So if you're there, you will know that I've been there, you know. But what I did, I was like, oh, okay, you said my profile is not competitive enough. Oh, I will prove to you that I can be competitive. And I went for it. I went back to back, you know, reading, joining, you know, reading, and I read like a bookie. I read everything that needed to be read, you know. So, and I was joining projects. I was building up my profile. My project was, my GitHub was project-based, you know, that was what I was doing. And as you are joining projects, make sure you're documenting your codes on platforms. You can join GitHub. GitHub is the best. DAXUP is very good. DAXUP is for data scientists. But when you are writing them, don't just push code on GitHub. Don't just push codes. Use README, you know, explain, so that when they pick up your GitHub profile, they'll be like, oh, okay, this is how we got this, this is how we got this, and before you know it, you know, people will be following you know, and that was what I did. Although some of my codes or some of my reading were not properly written, you know, there was one I started with, I've carried down one, so I started another GitHub, you know, I started another Git account, sorry. So, and that was it. So build a portfolio, build a project portfolio, recruiters are project-oriented. Then programming requires delayed gratification. Like Flora, when Flora was talking, I was looking at her because she had, you could say that she has so much time. Unlike me that we still have, like me that will still have younger children, you know. So I was like, oh, you know, you don't expect to earn immediately. That's one thing about data science. You have to get to a level that you can earn. There will be a level that you get to and be like, whoa, now I think I can earn with this. You too, you be confident in yourself. That thing will tell you that you've gotten to a level that there is nowhere to put you that you cannot succeed. And that was what I did. I wasn't interested in making money last year. I wasn't interested in making money 2 years ago. But recently, I've been getting some calls, you know, some coming from the US, some coming from this one. And, you know, you just, and before you know it, you're making extra cash. You're making money for yourself. And you're making it not just money for yourself, you're making it through coding. You're making it through being, or as a data scientist, there's nothing like it. Read books and journals to validate your findings for standardization of your codes. You know, there's this issue about AI, there's this issue about data science that, oh, you just know it, that we just want to code, we can't explain our code. But when you're writing your code, make sure you're reading books along, make sure you're reading journals along to validate your findings, so that when they call you and say, oh, Adewunmi, I want you to explain this code that you did, can you explain? You have an idea, because, you know, and Stack Overflow, sorry, I forgot to mention, blogs like Stack Overflow is data science friends. You can't go wrong with Stack Overflow because somebody somewhere has already gone through what you've gone through. So they will post results, they will post details, they will post the answers. All you need to do sometimes you just go and copy and paste when you have an understanding of the code. But if you don't have an understanding, there's no how you can use it. Okay, so that's that. Wow, I'm trying to. Okay, so behavioral requirements for succeeding as a data scientist. You must be a lifelong learner. There is this general code, I don't know who quoted it, but it said the day you stop learning, that's the day you die. A data scientist must be a lifelong learner because there will be so many methods, you know, library. They're just coming out like, you know, like when I started, I'll use TensorFlow, I'll use Keras. But now I know that you can use Pillow. I know that you can use OpenCV to edit to edit your medical images, and so many others. I know PyTorch too. You know, there's so many others. But if I don't learn, how am I going to know that, oh, there's others that can do a better work than I'm doing now? So there's always a version. You know, it keeps updating itself. That version this, version that, version this. This validation I've talked about it. Be curious. Learn to to want to learn more, you want to know more, you know. Expand your horizon. Expanding your network means you are expanding to international world. Join international world. Learn, join them, you know. Don't say, I'm African. No. Now the diversity and black diversity and what's called the black acceptance is now everywhere. Nobody can hold you down for joining. Worst thing they can say is no. But if they say no, why not? I'll carry my business and just go join another network. There's so many networks. I know a black in here. I just joined them recently, but they've not even given me what's it called, acceptance of what's it called, mail. That one takes a long time from what I heard. Women in AI get so many opportunities from them. I've talked about Omidena. I've talked about Kaggle. Join them, follow them. You know, just be joining them. Expand your horizon so that you know, oh, this is what they're using now. This is what they're using that now. Why can't I do this? Read the research. I think I've talked about that kind of overflow. That cannot be overflow. Effective communication. Learn to communicate effectively. What I noticed about over there, or what I noticed about the world out there, is that they want you to be able to talk, speak up. All you need is to speak up, you know, even if it means you learning how to speak, you learning how to tell your stories, learn to do that. And that's what I did. When I joined Omidena Australia, when I first joined, it was like, oh, this one, I saw the need for a research department because I saw that, oh, they know how to code, but there was nobody documenting the code. I speak up, I was like, oh, I need to, I think we just need to have another department, or can I just edit tasks, you know, on research. I didn't even ask them whether I can edit tasks. I just started with tasks. I talked to the chapter lead, and before you know it, they were like, oh, Mary, this one, and before you know it, they made me the task lead. And it was a boost, you know. I was like, oh, and if I can be a leader, whenever you are giving that kind of, you won't want to disappoint them. So, and there were so many things that I was able to do. I was able to train them on how to carry out research in data science. I was able to do so many things. And because of that, I don't think the chapter will say, oh, they don't know me, Adewunmi. So why? Because I spoke up. I don't know whether there's an English like spoke up, but I speak up. I did not hide what I can do. So wherever you find yourself, speak up. Even sometimes you can learn why reading it or why joining them. Learn why, you know, learn how to be data science, or learn how to on a project. Why joining them? Doesn't matter, you know. Then stay up with trends. Staying up with trends. LinkedIn is a very good place to stay up with trends. I enjoyed it a lot. I'm a LinkedIn fan. You know, I stay up with so many, you know, if they say, oh, like recently when Back Transformer came out, I'm like, oh, Back Transformer, I need to know it. And before you know it, I went for it. I went to learn it. And before you know it, now I can classify words according to their feelings. Now they can do question and answering, you know, and so many things. So when I stay up with trend and I learn those, I put it, I quickly go to my CV. Oh, I can do Back Transformer. I put it under my skill. I put it, oh, I can do NLP classifications, you know, and you put it. And that's how you rise up the ladder. Before you know it, you keep rising and rising. What's our problem solving? There is nothing, this is general. This is general, this is very key. You must learn how to solve problems. Why are we all here? Is to add value, is to solve problems. When we know how to solve problems, you must have a critical look at things and, oh, what can I do? How can I make this thing better? You know, and now you're looking at as a data scientist, you're looking with your data science book that, oh, how can I make this better? Like yesterday, I was reading and I was talking about, was it Amazon's Go? And what they were doing is that they don't need anybody, they don't need sales rep or sales to be in the supermarket. All you need is that barcode at the back of the any product you want to buy, and you have the installed app. You click it, you scan it. Once you scan it, it has already added it to your account. You're checking out, and that was it. I was like, wow, this is great. Yes, some people might lose their job through that, but it's a plus for the AI, for people in AI. So, and people that lose their job, if they can, you know, upskill, they might not eventually lose their job. They might bring in their experience. The way I brought in my experience of research into data science, I brought my experience of research, those years of experience, I brought it to data science. And because of that, wow, I would say it's been a long ride, yeah, but I'm enjoying it. Analytics perspective, I talked about, you must have analytics perspective to analyze things, analyze as a data scientist. Storytelling is another key characteristic of a data scientist. You must be able to tell your story. You must be able to say, okay, because looking at this, like the one I'm working on, the what's it called, scalable colorectal cancer diagnosis. I looked at it and said, oh, the images are too large. Why can't I reduce the images? And what I do is that I will put it in my README, or I'll put it in my markup, or what we call it, and write, okay, because of the images, large images, I have to reduce it because of it, so that whenever they pick up your notebook, they pick up your code, they'll be able to read it. Then teamwork must learn to come. That's under collaborative, carrying out collaborative projects. You must learn how to collaborate with people. You must learn how to collaborate, whether they're here or whether they're over there. Because the best time, they're here, they're all over here. So we might have different character, but the ability to carry out and manage yourself as a woman, to put all the embargoes, as a woman, they say women, they have mood swing, they have to do this, they have to do that, they go left, right, No, you must learn how to put those baggage outside and just, put your mind at what you're doing as a data scientist. Opportunities and trends women can leverage in data science. Now I've talked about collaborative projects, internships. There's Google internships. There's so many internships that you can do. Although Google internships is very hard to, it's somewhat competitive, but why not still apply? By the time you keep applying, you get to a point they will pick you. Yeah. I could tell of a school that I applied to last year. School of Machine Learning is a big school, and before you know it, this year they picked me. Last year they rejected me.
Hi Mary, sorry for cutting in. So yeah, we're running off by 1:55 Nigerian time. That's a few minutes.
We started late. Okay. All right, no problem. Thank you. All right, thank you. So machine learning hackathons too, work on that, deliberate networking with people in AI. I think I've thought about this. Get mentored by people in your field, directly or indirectly. Apply for training scholarships if need be. Okay. What inspires me? I'm just going to rush all this. Humanity, value for human lives. I know I told you what happened, how I lost my father-in-law just because of long diagnosis. I'll say data tools, great thing. Music, success stories on LinkedIn. Yeah. What motivates me? Quality, speed up diagnosis, family, and research. So whenever they call you, you should be able to talk to them that. Then projected employment. You can see, like, just put it projected employment in 2022, just to encourage us that data science is not going anywhere. Data analysis, they're not going anywhere. We're still here. AI, we're not going anywhere. So you can just look at it. I can share it later for us to just have an idea. Okay, so I'm just going to go through all these quotes now. So it's work like hell, talking about persistency, talking about consistency, you just have to keep working, coding. I love Elon Musk, and this is what I do, I just have to keep coding sometimes when once my children, if I'm at home, once my children gone for school, I sit down with the code. I can be on it for 6 hours, 7 hours straight up, 8 hours straight up, I'm there. Overnight, I keep, because you just have to make it work. You just have to work. The happiness or the joy of a data scientist is to see your code working, of any programmer is to see your code working. So if you have to put in more hours, put in the hours. Yeah, the harder I work, the luckier I get. I posted it, was in no reason. I said the harder I work, the luckier I get, and that's just my story, Okay, and that's all. I don't want to, since my time has gone. Okay, thank you, everyone. Okay, so let me just see whether I can just quickly. There's some questions here. Okay. Okay, Gigi showed up. Help us write down the blogs. Okay, I've written down the blogs. Modesayo, I've written down the blogs. So I will just share the slide with you. Then what's the difference between data science and data analysis? Well, data science is the general word. Data analysis, they're intertwined. I don't think you can differentiate them, really. I don't think you can differentiate them. Data analysis is just you are analyzing data, you know, and data science is just about that. You analyze data, you make it to cough, you make it to you make it to perform that actual thing that you want it to do. I think before I go to that question and answer, I think we can go back to the board. I just want to share what's it called, my slide with you guys, so that I don't forget that, because I can share it on the general session. Sorry, share. Okay, get the link. Let's share a link. Copy. So yeah, so that's the link for what I just presented. So you can get my LinkedIn profile on that. Yeah, and that should be all before they close this meeting. I hope you get something, one thing or the other. I think I want to stop sharing. Yeah, stop sharing. So yeah, you can unmute yourself. Is there anything? You can unmute yourself. How can we connect with you at Google? I've already put it on my on the slide. So can you access the slide, everyone? Can you access the slide? Check whether you can access the slide. Hello. You can unmute yourself. You can talk about something, you know. Questions? Thank you, Salami, Susan. Is there any question you want me to answer? Is there anything maybe that was not clear during the presentation that you want me to quickly answer before they cut us off?
I want to say on behalf of the participants, we want to say a big thank you for sharing your story and inspiring us. So thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Who just talked? I didn't get your name.
It's Teslima Kemi.
Okay, Teslima. Okay, thank you for having me.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm so inspired by your story. I'm your friend, your sister. So I saw the post and I was like, let me join and hear the success story. So I thank God for how far you've gone. And I know that there is still more. Thank you for everything you've inspired us. And I know that we are inspired. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Abiodun. Thank you.
Yes, hello, my name is Temitope.
Okay.
Yes, the section is really interesting, and I had the question earlier on that how can one know the necessary network to join? Actually, I'm going into data analytic, and I'm actually new, but learning more about the Python, Tableau, then Power BI and all that. But I know this is not for data analytic, but it's kind of similar because of the coding.
It's same thing.
It's same thing about science and data set and all that. But the thing I would like to know is how to get the necessary network. You know, okay, I want to join this network that will help maybe getting mentors, those that can actually put you through some certain things. They're knowing the right thing to do at a certain point. How do you actually, how were you able to get some of this network? That's just it.
Okay. I talked about LinkedIn. LinkedIn is what I leverage on. But looking at what, if you are just joining data science, I would recommend Coursera courses. Start with Coursera courses on data science, data analytics. Start with Coursera courses. Then after that, what's it called? Start with you can join DPhil. DPhil is free. Then Coursera courses, you can actually apply for scholarship. Can apply for scholarship. They'll give you 14 days. I think they're going to grant 14 days, but you must be able to explain why, and why you are applying for scholarship, or why you couldn't afford that amount. So I think coming from Nigeria, they believe that we are from low-income countries, so I think they always grant it. I think I've used it like twice or 3 times. I can't remember, when I actually wanted to know something. When I wanted to know something and it wasn't urgent, so you can use them. Coursera. DPhil is a very good one too. I've mentioned that. Then when you go on LinkedIn, just type data science, data analytics. You see so many profiles. Join the one that has the highest number of followers. The one that has the highest, there's machine learning community. I know about machine learning community. I know about Association of Data Scientists. Join the one that has the highest number of followers. Then Kaggle too. Go and join, use Kaggle Notebook. Use Kaggle. Kaggle too will teach you how to code from beginning to end. There's so many notebooks on Kaggle too that they can leverage on. There's so many information over there on the internet that you can just use, that you can make use of. So, and make sure you're connecting people that are data science, data analytics, data this, data that, machine learning engineer. We are all the same time. I worked as a machine learning engineer with the last project on Umdena, So data science, data analytics, machine learning engineer, or what's it called? Data, what do they call it? Storyteller, just join them and keep following. Sometimes they post some free, courses too for you to quickly join. Just join. And before you know it, you just have to be consistent and keep coding every day. You get to a point, you know that, yes, we're actually there. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Ma. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. And remove Ma. Remove Ma. My name is just Mary. Mary Adewunmi.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah. I thought some people were going to ask how I missed, having 3 children and was able to transition. I was expecting those questions.
Honestly, exactly what I was about asking now, because I have 2. So I'm just trying to, understand how you juggle between, tech and kids, because I know it is not easy.
Yeah.
But how were you able to do that? Probably maybe you have a supportive spouse, and so I know that will come in definitely.
Will I say yes? It's been quite supportive. Yes, it's been quite supportive. But it's determination. What I did was that I planned my house. I have strict scheduling. And then I gave myself some timetable. So the timetable, I don't go beyond it. When and the way another thing is that the first 2 are older. I think they're like 11, 10, and 9. Then I have a younger one. I have the one that is baby of the house. That's 3. But what I do is that, but when I was transitioning, my baby was still very young. Asha was just a year. So yeah, what what I used that was then I had a support system, so I had a maid, which is very good. So I would just tell them, okay, they will be inside, whereas me, I'll be outside, and I will just be studying. All I do is that to breastfeed in. When I'm done breastfeeding, I shuffle back. I go back. I quickly, because what I used to tell myself, that Mary, eyes on the go, eyes on the go, eyes on the go. And when I saw the success story of people, when I saw the success story on LinkedIn, I was like, no, if they can do this,
it's true.
Yeah. So I asked some people I'm following back to back, and I was like, no, you can't afford to fail.
Hi Mary, sorry for cutting in again. So
all right,
is about to begin. And
okay.
My data science, if you have any other questions, they can ask you in the panel.
All right. Thank you, Gigi.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.